Hey, this is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce right here for the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast. Not live today, as you can tell. Lots of things going on. You know, I listen to different programs on and off, but the one I listen to mostly is the Pete Santilli Show, and I listen to others as well, you know, just to get a well-rounded view of what other people are thinking and expressing. And it's always good to do that because you need to have a plethora of views to, really sift through a lot of stuff and say, okay, what is it that I believe? What is it that I know? What is it that is true for me? So, and that would be, pretty much common sense to do. The question that arises, though, in all of this is in the method by which that information is disseminated. In other words, you got all these different people like, Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, Alex Jones, Glenn Beck, Pete Santilli, Michael Savage, Mark Dice. You got all these different people that are, saying what they say. Even people like Rachel Maddow and Ed Schultz and, Bob Beckel over on Fox. You got all these people. The question is, what are they saying? And are they telling the truth? And if you see something such as whatever it is you see, would you not say that to you what you saw is true? Well then, how can somebody else, contradict that? Oh, they try. Oh, believe me, the trolls and all these naysayers and everything, oh, they try. But they fail big time at their attempt to contradict anything that you say for any reason whatsoever, and they'll come up with excuse after excuse after excuse, blatantly disregarding your facts that you have about whatever it is that you have seen that is true for you. And I'm going to say this. They have a serious mental disorder if they cannot accept the truth and the facts. I said it, there you go. And you can quote me on that. They have a serious mental disorder if they cannot accept the truth and the facts. And it doesn't really, if you look at something, if you look at a bicycle and you say that's a bicycle and somebody else says it's not, then how are you going to prove it to them? Or how are they going to prove it's not? See, so you're basically at an intellectual chess game where you've just put each other in check. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. So anyway, folks, yeah, more on, how can I say this? More on thinking, not M-O-R-E-O-N, but M-O-R-O-N, more on thinking, because if you cannot disprove a truth, then you might as well accept it. So that's just my point of view. That's just my perspective. That's just how I see things. You may see it totally different. If you agree with me, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. So go to the Wayne S. Pierce Show website, which is at thewaynesPierceShow.weebly.com for more information. And of course, you can always email me, and I would love to hear from you. Whether or not you agree or disagree with me, you can email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com, and, I'll tell you what, I'll be back right after this. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from The Views Expressed. Please come join me on The Views Expressed Live, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Midnight Never Ends. 4 twisted tales of horror from author Thomas Amo that pay tribute to master writer of the macabre, Rod Serling, and the gothic little saloon where sinister artwork tells the stories in a place known as the Night Gallery. You're invited to join us as we display 4 new original canvases for you to observe and study, each with its own dark story to tell. We ask only that you do not touch the exhibited works, for very frequently they touch back. Midnight Never Ends. Rated for adult horror, 18 years old or older. Sharing the truth, one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network. Hey, folks, this is, excuse me there, this is the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast for the 14th of July, 2014. 10 days ago, we celebrated independence from a tyrannical society called the British Empire. And, 13 colonies did that. We did not become the United States for America until shortly after all of that. But it's important to understand independence. It's important to understand freedom and liberty and peace and security. It's also very important to understand that, yes, there are 2 sides to the argument. This is why I listen from time to time various other online radio shows or radio shows that are online and to get a well-rounded view of what other people are saying. And I really think that in light of what is happening at the borders, that people really need to get a well-rounded view of what's happening. Now, I know that there are going to be people disagreeing with me. There are going to be people, really, they're going to disagree with me all they want. I will go and say this, that if a person looks at you and contradicts you on the truth that you know, what would you do? That if that person did that, would you not think that that person was either misinformed or, really naive to what's going on? I mean, this is something that we have to take a look at because we have to set the record straight and we have to set people straight. And, again, going back to the, if you were here in the first 5 minutes of the opening of the show, you and somebody else are looking at a bicycle and that bicycle is sitting there next to the tree and you know it's a bicycle. They look at you and say, no, it's not. Well, how can you prove that it's a bicycle? On the other hand, how can they prove it's not? Okay, so as I said, you're in this intellectual chess game and you've just put each other in check. There's no way to prove or disprove any of it. But there is always going to be your perspective on what the truth with the facts are. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that you and this other person are not going to see eye to eye? No, what it means is that person also has their perspective. Okay? Now, let me just stop right there and say both you and this other person have had an environment that has always suppressed your, let's just say, adventurous need to break outside of the box. Okay? All right? And so you're in this rut. So when you both look at that bicycle and the other person says it's not a bicycle and you know it's a bicycle, you understand, both of you understand your positions because of the environment you grew up in. It was what the environment taught you to believe, suppressing you from the idea and from the idea of breaking free of that box. breaking free of that environment. Have you ever known one of your family members to say, oh, you're just like, and they mention your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister, whatever. Have they done that? Oh, you'd be good. Or they go to you and they'd say, well, you'd be good at this kind of job. And they name the job, or they want you to follow in your mother's or your father's footsteps. What they're doing is they're suppressing you and your creative, innovative ideas that could break you free out of that rut, out of that box, and possibly make you a whole lot better person. They don't want you to be better. They want you to be just like them. And that other person you're talking to about that bicycle, there's nothing you can do to prove to them that that's a bicycle. They're going to believe whatever it is because of the environment they grew up in and what they were taught. That's primarily the problem. Now, what's the solution? Solution's very simple. It's a freaking bicycle. Shut your damn mouth. That's what it is. Now, here's why I can say this. You hold up a big giant picture showing a bicycle. There it is. Different color, but same thing. Okay? Different color, might have bigger wheels, might have different looking pedals, might have different looking handlebars, and that's how you can prove your side. But they're going to show you some stupid picture about some stupid little thing and say, well, I was told this is a bicycle. No, it's not. And I go back to my my understanding of what I was taught about comparisons and about, all of that. Contrast, comparisons, right, wrong, this kind of thing. But it all boils down to this. You were taught your ABCs before you were taught to spell words. And you were taught that certain letters go in certain ways to create certain words. Cat, dog, rat, mice, whatever. And you were taught that, were you not? So this all relates to what's going on at the border, because here's the problem. The other side in Guatemala, or not even Guatemala per se, but in Mexico, in some schools in Mexico, and this is a proven fact. You can go look it up. I don't have the websites that you can go to, but you can look it up. That in some schools in Mexico, they're telling their students that the southwest of the United States is theirs. Excuse me, I think the Native Americans might have a problem with that. And they have a problem with us, but we've learned to live with them and help them, and they've helped us. And by the way, if the Mexicans really want to tell the truth, because they're lying through their freaking teeth anyway, but if they wanted to tell the truth, they'd tell their students about General Santa Anna, how we kicked his ass back over the border. Okay? By the way, did you know that prior to us moving out to the west side of this continent, California, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, all that area. Before we moved out here, did you know that the Spanish had missionaries over here? Why do you think in California there are some places in Oregon and Washington, there are places called San Luis Obispo, or San Francisco, San Jose, San Mateo, Los Angeles, Why because they were all Spanish church missions, Spanish Catholic missions. Okay, and they were very peaceful. They were working with the Native Americans. They were helping out, and of course, there was conflict, when you look back. But the Spanish, the Mexicans in south of the border were all through that southwest area. Okay? And we wanted the land, and they didn't want to give it to us. So we bought it from them. And they still didn't want to give it to us. All right? So there's this whole issue about, well, who owns the land? Who's this? Who's that? And a very good question came to me in a very peculiar way, in that the question, and I'm just going to paraphrase, is whose land is it anyway? when the Western Europeans came over, when the Spanish came over, when Columbus didn't found America. He didn't. No. He found Puerto Rico. But when was it Amerigo Vespucci? Please correct me. freeamericaradio@usa.com. When somebody, and even the Vikings were over here. Eric was over here, all that. Yeah, they came down from Newfoundland in Canada. So they were over here because archaeological digs in Kansas and Ohio have found out that the Vikings were here a lot sooner. But then there were people here before that came over to land bridge. I can go back thousands of years and show you why certain people claimed this land. But I won't, because you are hopefully smart enough to go and do that yourself and connect the dots and do all that. But in and of itself, in this current 238th year of the United States of America, we have to understand that a group of people got together in 13 colonies and looked at a much stronger society overseas in England who had colonies over here. And these people began to see the corruption and the fractured policies and all this that were happening. And over the years, they just got tired of it. And they said, you know what, we got to band together to get rid of this socialism. We got to band together to get rid of all this stuff. We just have to. We have to, because it's, it's done. We can't, we got to have freedom. We got to have security in this nation. We have to, And so these people banded together and began to, go up against the biggest army of the world. And that was, the British Empire, the British Army. And when they did that and won, that didn't secure any freedom or peace in this continent, in the new colonies. What that did is set the ball rolling. Set the ball rolling for 15 years after the Declaration of Independence. And really, that Declaration of Independence is in combination with December 15th, 1791, when the Constitution and the Bill of Rights were ratified. And therefore, boom, those two documents secure the freedom of this nation. Okay? And the Bill of Rights was basically an afterthought, saying, wait a minute, a lot of people are kind of, not, it was prior to December 15th, 1791, but some of the politicians and everybody there and all that were saying, well, people aren't going to like this, people aren't going to like that, they're going to want this, they're going to want that. So they amended some of the things in the Bill of Rights. It's like the first draft had like 13 amendments instead of the 10 that we started out with. So I mean, there was a whole lot of intellectual battling going on, if you will, about what can be put in there, what people wanted. So they hammered it out, they worked it out, and we can do the same. But the facts are the facts of the matter are that we, the people, have stood up against any type of adversary anywhere in this continent and have won. And what is happening on the border is basically Obama's fault. I'm going to say it. It's his fault. It's his administration. It's his doing. And because he's just a puppet. And what he does is he opens up the borders and says, we need socialism. That's what he says. Well, not exactly, but his actions speak that. And as he begins to just push and push and push and push and push, we the people, knowing full well our history, or if you do know your history, had fought back against that socialist type of ideal that came from the British Empire of that time. And we know how to defeat these really immoral, unethical ideals. We want peace, freedom, security, and liberty in the United States of America, and we, the people, are going to get it by any means necessary. And we're going to do it peacefully, we're going to do it constitutionally, and we're hopefully going to do it, through civil disobedience and non-aggression and all of that. We hope that happens, and we hope that with all of that push against the current system, that they get the clue and realize, I think we made a mistake. But are they? Are they going to take like 5 minutes and think, maybe we did something wrong? No, they're not. Because Obama is pushing everything. He's doing everything that Hitler did in his beginnings when he was pushing the army to the Russian front. And yes, I compare Obama to Hitler, yes. Others have, and that's what he is. And when we see what is happening in our country, it is our God-given right to defend ourselves because we see this, we know this, and in our hearts we're going, no, this can't happen. This cannot and will not happen. Not because of any type of historical event that has established our liberty and freedom, but out of the innate God-given right of being free and being unbound to be free and liberated from any type of program. And I just think that if we understand the very basics of our true existence, and we understand that we're not going to allow somebody to jump over our fence, break into our house, sit on our couch, and tell us that we have to take care of them, then we understand what peace, freedom, and security is all about. And the things that we have to realize is that we are sick and tired of people suppressing us. We are sick and tired of people just running roughshod over our rights and freedoms and liberties and our Constitution. We are sick and tired of people gaming the system for their own benefit. The woman that was here for 20 years with multiple children getting welfare off the state. There's people like that all over the place. I think by now she's off. I think having... this was on last year as well, where this woman, was here for 20 years, came across, blah, 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 got everything, And I think they finally caught up with her and stopped her, but I don't know. But the facts are the facts. We have to stand up for what we believe. We have to stand up for what we believe. And I don't have a problem with somebody disagreeing with me. Yes, I get defensive. I'm going to tell you that right off. Yes, I get defensive when somebody disagrees with me. Why? Because I know the truth. I know the facts. I've put up the picture of the bicycle in front of them when they say it's not a bicycle. There's a bicycle leaning next to the tree. I got a picture of a bicycle. This is what it is. It's a bicycle. That's just the way it is. And people are going to disagree with me on that. All I can tell them is, bye, have a nice day. I mean, if you're going to believe whatever it is you want to believe, that's not a bicycle, then you know what? Something's wrong. And you know what's wrong? And it's very simple. It's the fundamental understanding of whatever issue or subject you're discussing. It's the fundamental understanding of that issue or subject that you are discussing. Now, how do you get understanding? You go and learn. Before there was an internet, or before I was on the internet, back in 95, I was going to the San Joaquin County Library. I was going to to places, I went to bookstores. I went all over the place. I went all over the place. I talked to people. I learned from them. I asked what would seem odd or weird questions, but I got an answer. And I went, okay, fine. And went from there. I don't know too many people in this rush, get something done right away, instant, gratification type world that takes the time to go anywhere to learn anything. Oh, well, I just saw it on the internet. You can't believe everything on the internet. Hello, for example, Snopes.com. Don't even go there. They're a piece of crap. They've been snoped, okay? I don't care. Unless I know it's a credible site, I steer clear of it. Even if sites like MSNBC or Fox or InfoWars or Drudge Report, whatever, I look at that stuff and I go, okay, let's see what they're saying about this. And then I draw my own conclusion on it. But Snopes and National Report and places like that, they're just pieces of crap. They're just pieces of crap and need to go away. They don't have anything. National Report, I think, is what the website is. They try to hide the fact that they're lying. Okay, so they are a website that is not credible to me, and they won't ever be like Snopes. Snopes is like the National Enquirer Globe of the internet. They're just, I don't like them, and they've been snoped. People have found out that they're nothing but a piece of crap website. So anyway. Hey, that little monologue took longer than I thought, but I had more thoughts in my head that I wanted to share, so apparently I just summed everything up for the day. But anyway, hey, go to Free America Radio on Facebook and see some of the stuff I'm going to be talking about on the Views Expressed live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And, please join me. And we'll hopefully I'll enlighten you on some things that need to be revealed. But anyway, the Views Expressed live, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. FreeAmericaRadio.us is the website, and Free America Radio on Facebook is where you can find most of the stories I'm going to be talking about that I've posted. And you can always go to this website, thewaynespearceshow.weebly.com, for more information. And, of course, always catch this show either in a podcast form or live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And, of course, as you know, today it's a podcast. So, hey, either way, you'll get me. The Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com is the website. And Free America Radio at USA is the email address. I shall return right after this. What's on your mind? Chances are it's on their mind too. Check out Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show. Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Only on Spreaker.com.
We gotta keep meeting like this.
I've lots of playthings, a dolly or two. We live in the house across the way.
Well, that was new.
Is there any insanity in your family? Ain't it awful?
Attention passengers, this is your captain speaking. Please fasten your seatbelts. The approach will get a little rough.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
sharing the truth, one fact at a time, defending liberty and freedom, fighting the New World Order. This is the Free America Radio Network. Hey folks, this is the Free America Radio Network. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show for the 14th of July, 2014. How are ya? You doing good? I mean, seriously, come on. Are you doing good? It's Monday. Yeah, I know, you probably hate Mondays. I'm kind of like that too. I wake up in the morning and it's like, oh my God, it's Monday. But anyway. Go to Free America Radio on Facebook, if you would, please. I'll give you a preview of what's coming on the Views Express Live today. From ConservativeTribune.com, Mexican helicopter flies right into the U.S. No one tries to stop it. Judge Janine Pirro, the Minority Report blog.com, she says illegally entering U.S. is not a right to citizenship. Exactly. Her and Megyn Kelly are probably going to be fired by the end of the year if they continue to do what they do. That's on Fox News, by the way. From MisguidedChildren.com, government asserts ownership of rainwater. Landowners sent to jail for collecting it. Of course, DailyCaller.com has Rick Perry, Mr. President, put National Guard on the border. Why? When the citizen militias can do it for free. Rick Perry, and it's a fact that Rick Perry, the governor of Texas, is spending $1.3 million a week to do this, to put the National Guard on the border, or to want to, do that. Why don't he just stop and think for a minute? Put the citizens' militia on the border and do it for free. They'd love to protect their state. ConservativeTribune.com, Congressman, yes, Barack Obama is intentionally destroying the United States. The FreeThoughtProject.com. This all but proves that police are here for revenue collection and revenue collection only. So you might want to check that out as well. From the MinorityReportBlog.com, the ultimate goal of the NSA is total population control. That's something there. TheBlaze.com, the sickening reason why all these federal agents suddenly swarmed a small Illinois town. Yeah, you might want to check that out too. And also from PrepperChimp.com, FEMA camps to pop up like wildflowers nationwide under DOD authorization. There's a video you might want to check out there as well. Homeland Security feds swarm small town and bizarre unannounced show of force. That also relates to the Blaze column up there as well. Lots of things I'm going to be talking about on the Views Expressed live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Free America Radio Network at freeamericaradio.us. Now, if this doesn't piss you off, but I'm going to share this, but you can figure this one out on your own. I'm going to share this on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page and also on the Free America Radio Facebook page as well. And this is going to piss you off, folks, because if this is true, let's get some verification on this if we could. Mad World News, busloads of illegals shopping at Walmart with EBT cards. So anyway, yeah, that's going to piss you off. The World Net Daily, WND, says another Fox host is making headlines instead of reporting them, and we've got the video of the finger-jabbing, name-calling spectacle. So I'm going to put that one up on both Facebook pages. the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page, and also the Free America Radio Facebook page. You might get a kick out of that one. Lots and lots of things happening, folks. Lots of things happening. From PrepperChimp.com, Lowe's employees come to the rescue of disabled vet with broken wheelchair. Yeah. Let me read a little blurb. I'll put it up here. It's also on Impeach Nancy Pelosi Facebook page, but I'm going to put it up on the other two on mine. Let's do that now so you can have them. People are just going to have to step up to the plate. People are just going to have to ignore unconstitutional laws, ignore the laws that you feel you cannot rightfully and ethically support. You're going to have to figure out which ones those are. It says here, amazing story of 3 Lowe's employees who stepped up to help a Vietnam vet in a huge way. Bravo, guys. Quote, in 1971, I stepped on a landmine in Vietnam and lost both legs above the knee. For the past 2 years, I've been waiting to receive a new wheelchair from the Veterans Administration. In addition, I've been told that I am not entitled to a spare wheelchair. On the evening of July 7th, my wheelchair fell apart while shopping at Lowe's Home Improvement Center in and on Forest Avenue in Mariners Harbor. 3 employees, David, Marcus, and Soliman, jumped to my assistance immediately. They placed me in another chair while they went to work. They took the wheelchair apart and replaced the broken parts and told me, we're going to make this chair like new. Read the rest at the link below. I'm going to put this on the main feed because it's a great story. And also, I'm going to put this on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page and the Free America Radio Facebook page as well for you to check out. This is what people do when people are down. And this is true America. This is Americana right here. You know, you're in a Lowe's home improvement store and your wheelchair breaks down and the employees come along and help you out. That to me is Americana. Okay. Now, the thing that we have to understand is that there is a huge influx of people who are against America coming into our country. I mean, I guess they have the philosophy of, well, if you want to, you can't, complain on the outside because nothing happens, so why not go to the inside and, change things from the inside? I think that's the philosophy they're living on, which, of course, is totally backwards. Okay? And I just really think that if people had a clue, they would realize just how stupid their resistance to liberty and freedom really is. Because American people who have lived with freedom or a semblance thereof for the past so many years of their life, even their ancestors for the last 238 years of the United States of America, what people have to realize is that liberty and freedom and security and for your country is the key element of success, of innovation, of creativity. And to be 24/7 worried or anxious about whether a drone is going to fly over with a weapon, a weaponized drone, and shoot you, or if somebody somewhere is going to try to kill you in part of your neighborhood. I mean, why live with that anxiety all the time? Why not just live with a peace of mind, knowing that you have liberty and freedom, security and peace in your country? Well, I'll tell you why. There's always going to be someone that's going to try to break that down because they want to control you, period, end of sentence. They want absolute control over you, so they're going to incrementally, since they know they can't come straight out in your face and tear you apart and take away your freedom, they're going to do it incrementally, and this is what's happened in the last 150 years. They've incrementally taken the Constitution and, well, they've torn it apart. There's a Constitution-free zone from every border around the United States, a 100-mile area around the United States, on the borders, even on the West Coast, East Coast, in the water, coming into America. There's a Constitution-free zone. There's no laws, no nothing. You yourself, a citizen of the United States, don't have any rights in those zones. And anybody can do anything they want to you. Okay? And that's wrong. And also, I've heard this too. A lot of people would say, well, isolationism is wrong too. Well, why is it? Why is it wrong? Is it wrong to shut the doors and rebuild your home? Is it wrong to put a fence up around your home and redo your yard and paint your house and remodel and then take the fence down and let everybody see what you got? Is it wrong to do that? Is it wrong to close the damn border so we can get our country back in shape on all levels? No, it's not wrong. I'm not an isolationist, but it's wrong to just let the doors open and let people come into your home, your country, and destroy it. But this is what people in Washington, D.C. want, and it's on both sides of the aisle. Don't get me started on this conservative liberal crap, because it's one party. It's the New World Order party that's in Washington, D.C. right now. Okay? It's the communists. It's the Marxists. You can label them all you want. It's the New World Order party that's in Washington, D.C. right now. And they want open borders, and they want people to come in to, and they're going to coerce them or actually bribe them to vote their way, to take your guns away, your freedoms away, your internet away, everything that you have, that you've worked for, that you've earned. They want to take it away and give it to them. Did you not hear President Obama in his campaign tell Joe the plumber, we need to spread the wealth around? This Marxist in the White House is using Cloward and Piven strategies to overwhelm the system so it collapses upon you. Okay? Do you get it now? Do you understand what's going on? It's just amazing. It's just completely, utterly amazing. Now, I got people, complaining to me on Facebook. We're awake, and we understand what's going on. We need answers. Okay, you got answers. I've got a possible solution, but you need to come up with your own answers in your own area. But I've got possible solutions that I'm going to mull over and think about and see what the best direction for me and my family is. Okay? That's just the way it is. And as far as I'm concerned, whatever perspective you have on the issue of liberty and freedom in this country, it doesn't matter what color you are, what creed you are, what religion you are. It's peace, freedom, security, and liberty in this country for you. And if you want to stand and complain about me standing up for my rights, well, guess what? I'm standing up for yours too. Okay? I just happen to be more vocal about it, and I happen to have more guts than you do, obviously, because you're standing behind me. It's just, it gets too wild sometimes, folks. It gets way too wild sometimes. I have had it up to way above my eyeballs with stupid people. I have. I'm not, and I said this before in other broadcasts. I'm done with stupid people. Well, people aren't stupid. They're just not aware because they don't take the time to learn. I've got 35 freaking years or more under my belt researching shadow governments in this country. And elsewhere in the world, obviously, but I've never been to any other country except Canada. But I've studied these people out, and I've connected the dots, and I've followed the money, and I look at the names on the lists that I have, and guess what? I know what I'm talking about. I'm done with stupid people. And that's just the way it is. And there's only one frame of thought that the opposition has, and that is shut down any truth, any facts, and shut down any opposition to their communism, to their socialism, to their fascism, to their unconstitutional and unethical way of doing things. They want to shut down the patriots, period. And as far as I'm concerned, they ain't shutting me down. Remember in Tiananmen Square where that one person stood in front of that tank and made that tank stop? How about if we see 100 million people in America do that at the borders? I call upon all Americans right now who are unemployed, that have the resources, that can do what they can do, and get down to the borders and shut them down now. There are over 95 million unemployed people in this country, and half of those are on government assistance. Why don't you take that government assistance and use it to your benefit and to destroying the communism that is creeping across this nation? Grab your bags, grab whatever it is you have to, and get down to the borders and secure this nation for your peace, for your liberty, for your freedom, and for your security. Or do you have the guts? Now, a lot of people say, yeah, you're really strong sitting behind that microphone, aren't you? Let me tell you something. If I saw the enemy coming at me right now, I would defend myself. But I don't see the whites of their eyes. I don't see their bodies making it to my location. Once I see that, then all hell is going to break loose. And I'm not the only one in this biggest little city in the world in Reno, Nevada, that's going to do that. I have heard others say the same thing. Anybody that comes against them, they're going to have hell unleashed on them that they have never seen in their whole entire life. And we're going to secure this city and this town and this county and this state from the criminals out of Washington, D.C. And from anybody that crosses that border illegally. But what about the children? They're sick. They're this. They're that. Do what you have to do. But do it peacefully. Do it honorably. Do it respectfully. But as far as the enemy coming and taking over and doing everything they can to destroy the United States of America and your peace and your liberty and your freedom, not in my backyard. I guarantee you. See, I'm not an aggressive person, not until I'm being attacked, because I'll go out on the street with a sign and do all that. That's fine, because that gets the word out. But if hundreds of people did that, oh my goodness. If thousands of people stood up against the enemy, we'd have victory. We had victory in Marietta. We're going to have victory in Oracle, Arizona. We're going to have victory at the Texas border. We're going to have victory in Chicago. We're going to have victory everywhere. Do you know why? Because we don't want illegals here. That's why. But they have family here. Pack their family up and get them back to Mexico or wherever the hell they came from. Could be Saudi Arabia, could be Iraq. I don't care. Get them out of here. And I'll tell you why. It's real simple. Have you gone to usdebtclock.org? $18 trillion in debt. This nation is $18 trillion in debt. We cannot handle them. The actual number is somewhere about 60 or 70 trillion, but that's just there on usdebtclock.org. So we have to close the damn border, and we have to take care of ourselves, and we have to rebuild and restore this continent and make it better. Do you know what? Our best ally in the Middle East, our best and most loyal ally in the East, in the Middle East, Israel, has almost and emphatically wrote us off. He basically, Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister over there, basically said he doesn't care what anybody says. Israel has a right to defend themselves, and they're going to. And guess what? They're going to. And we need to do the same thing. Piss on everybody else. Pack it up, get to the border, and defend the continent. Yes. And I say that on a larger scale only because of the fact that you have to think of it on a local scale. What would you do if 5 people came to your house, started banging on the doors, started breaking the windows, getting in, eating your food, doing whatever they do, and then sat on your couch, turned on your TV, and said you had to take care of them? No. I'd excuse myself from the room. I'd go in the other room. I'd grab a few weapons, come on out, and say, you got 2 seconds to get your ass up and out of my house now. That's what I would do. Now, do you have the balls to get up and go to the border? I don't know why people find this so offensive. I don't know why people find this so incredibly odd that a person, a patriot, someone like myself, whoever it may be, can stand up and say, no, get your ass back over there. We don't want you here. Oh, you must be racist. No, I'm not. I got friends of every race, creed, and color that you can think of. Every race, creed, and religion that you can think of. Think about it. Oh, you must not like, the children who are sick. No. You have to do what you have to do to take care of them, but take them back to their port of entry. You must stop these buses and ask the very simple questions of who is a criminal on that bus? We want to know. Who is sick on that bus? We want to know. I don't know anybody that has the balls to do that. I don't know anybody that has the balls to stand at the Mexican border along that whole 2,600 mile, I think it's 2,400 mile, I don't know. I don't know anybody who would stand at those significant ports of the border except for the civilian constitutional republic, I don't want to say republic. Let's put it this way. I want the citizens' militia on the border. And if you want to back the citizens' militia on the border, then you go there. Well, you want to keep out all the people that are trying to get away from all these, failing countries and stuff like Guatemala and stuff. No, Guatemala and Mexico, guess what they've done? They've agreed to have places in Mexico set up to where those people can come to, like a relay station to get cleaned up, whatever it is, and then pack their asses off into the U.S. So I don't want to hear it anymore. You people are wrong. You people who think that I'm wrong are wrong. Why? Because I want open borders. You people are idiots. I'll tell you what. If I see any illegal aliens here in the biggest little city in the world, I'll send them your way and tell them, hey, their home is open. Just go walk right through the front door because they'll take care of you. They said they'd love to have you there. They'd love to have your family there. What, you have 15 people in your family, oh yeah, I'm sure they'll love you. Do you understand now what I'm saying? Do you get it? Do you understand? Can you wrap your mind around this whole situation now? Can you see where this is going? Yes, I know I'm vocal. Yes, I know I got loud. Yes, I know I'm frustrated. But do you understand at a very basic level what I'm saying? Has it occurred to you? Has it occurred to you that maybe, just maybe, the president and his administration don't give a rat's ass about you? Oh, by the way, that's a fact. You don't even have to think about it. I'll tell you, he doesn't care about you one bit. Doesn't give a crap about you, never has, and never will. He wants to redistribute the wealth. That's what he wants. Even Donald Trump says he's not doing right. Even the people in Chicago, where Obama came from when he got into the Senate, is saying he's the worst president in history. Black people in Chicago that are saying that. So try to wrap your mind around that little tidbit of information. How do we enjoy the peace, freedom, and security in this nation if we're not able or have the balls enough to stand up and defend it? How are we sitting around planning our vacations for next year when a country that we love is falling apart? What? Seriously? It's one of those days, folks. It's Monday. It's going to be a long week, I can tell you that much. I hope you're having a great day because, I am, above all else. And when it's all said and done, guess what? If you can look at yourself in the mirror and smile and say you're having a great day, I think your job is complete for that day. If you can feel good about what you do, yeah. There's a lot of other things that I'd like to talk about, but you can come and check out the Views Expressed live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on freeamericaradio.us. You can check things out as well because I post a whole lot of stuff on Facebook. And if you happen to be in the main news feed on Facebook, you see all the stuff that I post. And yes, I know that people say I post too much. Wow, you know what? I would even go as far as saying this, that about 80% of what I post, people ignore. And I'm going to do some Facebook spring cleaning here soon, like today. And people who haven't interacted with me or talked to me or posted any replies to anything that I've said, they're getting a boot. I got over 350 friends, quote-unquote friends. Yeah, I think I can do without half of them. A lot of them I look at and go, I haven't heard from, I don't care who they are now. I used to be selective. Now I'm not. If they haven't responded to me, emailed me, talked to me in any way, shape, or form on Messenger or anything like that, they're getting a boot. They are getting a boot. So if you're on my friends list on my Facebook page and you interact with me, you're safe. If you don't interact with me or post any replies to the posts I make, or, message me or anything and talk with me and whatever, you're gone. So come join me on the Views Expressed today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on freeamericaradio.us. You can also email me. No question is off limits. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. Email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Have a great day. The website is freeamericaradio.us and the Wayne S. Pierce Show.weebly.com. Have a great day.